Hello and welcome. My name is Lady T, and this is Lady T's Tasty Treats. My channel is all about international cuisine. Holy Week is quickly approaching. Shrimp and rice to serve to your family. So stay tuned and join me as we prepare a delicious, wonderful meal. We're gonna heat 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of chopped onions and 3 tablespoons of chopped sweet bell pepper. The oil is nice and hot. And we're just going to saute. The vegetable has sauteed and they're translucent. I'm going to turn the stove off. Removing the vegetables from the pan. I have 2 cups of white rice. I washed the rice twice. I got rid of the cloudiness. I'm going to add the rice to the pan. We're going to toast. We have that nice sizzle. I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of chayote, which is a natto powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going to stir it. The natto powder is going to give the rice its reddish color. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of Old Bay Creole seasoning. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of dry oregano. And 1/2 teaspoon of dry basil. 1.5 bay leaf. And I'm going to stir that in. I'm also going to add 1 Badea Sazon. So we're going to have a little Latin flavors in our rice dish today. The whole packet. And we're going to stir. And continue to toast all the flavors into the rice. I'm going to add the vegetables back in. And stir this in. Oh, isn't that a beautiful color? Okay, I made some shrimp broth. I just kept the shells from the shrimp. I rinsed them, I washed them with cold water. Put a little bit of vinegar in the water. Rinsed it again. A teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of Old Bay. Okay, it's hot. So that's 1 cup. Boil down to 1.5 cups. Make sure, and that's the vegetables from the, make sure you don't get any shells into the rice. It's 1.5 cups. And I'm also going to add a 1.5 cups of hot water. This is 2 cups of rice, or 4 cups of liquid in all. And to stir that in. Oh, that's a beautiful color. I'm going to taste to make sure all the seasonings. 2 teaspoons of capers. Stir that. To make sure everything is seasoned. That's very good. Excited. I have Slop Your Mama seasoning. I bought it at Walmart. I learned about this from my cousin in St. Croix during the pandemic. So I'm just going to add 1/4 teaspoon because this is hot. After all, we want our shrimp and rice dish to have a little kick. I'm going to lower the flame. To a medium low. I'm going to place the lid on. Leave it tilted a little bit. Okay, I'm checking the rice for doneness to see how soft it is before I add my shrimp. Stir it around. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of water. Going to stir it. I'm going to place the lid back on the rice and let it cook. Water, liquid have evaporated, and I'm turning ever so gently with a fine fork. I don't like to use a spoon during this process. I'm gonna taste the rice again. That's very good. So delicious. I have a cup of frozen peas. Stir that in. When all your liquids are hot and the rice is toasted, it cooks very quickly. It cuts it down to maybe like 15 minutes. I'm gonna add the shrimp. I have 20 shrimps that I have washed. I added 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 of a teaspoon of Slap Your Mama, 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 tablespoon of Old Bay. Place your shrimp on top of your rice. We're gonna come back in 10 minutes. You see how the shrimp is beginning to take on a pinkish color? So I'm just checking to finalize the softness of the rice. Make sure all seasonings is to my liking. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of water. Then 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Use a little salt. 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Doesn't need much because I have added the sazon, the Old Bay, the chayote, and I'm just going to stir the shrimp into the rice at this stage. Oh, and it's looking good. What a nice meal to have during Holy Week. So the rice is beginning to stick a little bit to the bottom of the pan, developing that crust. And just gently turn it over. See, I'm not rushing anything, not forcing anything, just gently. You hear all that sizzling. Put the lid on it and let it cook for 8 minutes. A delicious platter of shrimp and rice. What a delicious meal to serve your family. It took about 30 minutes from start to finish, so quick 30-minute meal. It's very, very fragrant, very, very tasty, and it's delicious. Thank you for joining me today. It was fun. It was a delicious, quick meal to serve to your family during Holy Week. My name is Lady T. And thank you for watching, and if this is something that you enjoy learning from me, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, notification bell, share, help me grow my channel. Appreciate you spending your time with me. This is Lady T, and this is Lady T's Tasty Treats. God bless.